Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I'm Adam McCullough. This is Radio Gaz. And this is Stephen Alson's transfer review.
Without Stephen Alson?
Yes!
Yes!
He's
Smells
gone.
better.
We've tied him up. We've put him behind the sofa. We don't need him anymore. Right then, today we're going to talk about transfer news, couple ins, couple outs, rate them out of 10, and just get the lowdown on all the gossip, really. You ready, Gaz?
I'm ready, mate.
So the first name we're going to talk about today is Antoine Griezmann. You
What's
like
going
him,
on?
don't you, Gaz?
What's going on?
Wow. Sky Sports interview. Have you seen it? It's
Yeah,
been tipped up
yeah.
all over the shop. Everyone's been talking about it. First, I thought, this is fake. I seen it in Daily Star first. I was like, these quotes aren't real. I'm not having it. Then it popped up in Sky Sports, and I seen the interview. The quotes are basically him saying, one day he'd love to play alongside Paul Pogba. And he's always asking Paul about Manchester United, Jose Mourinho, and life at Old Trafford. Sounds good, don't it?
I think that is one that's happening, mate. Really do next summer. I think obviously it depends on certain things. If we don't get top four, we think we'll struggle to get him. But we get top four Champions League next season, I think we can definitely get him.
He's always talking about the club. He's always talking about Manchester United, why he wears the number 7, why he wears long sleeves, because of David Beckham. It's like us.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
His brother's also a massive Man United fan. I think
He's always tweeting, isn't he?
Yeah. So.
He's like Toby Schweinsteiger of the Griezmann family. He's just there. I think this one could happen as well. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it relies on us doing well.
I think that we need to decide at the end of these the same rating for each transfer story. But I'm going to agree with you with 8 out of 10. I think it's really realistic depending on how we do this season. If we get that top 4, we can get Griezmann.
Perfect replacement for Zlatan Ibrahimovic as well.
World record bid though.
Ooh, I'd have that. I'd have that. Marshall, Griezmann, Rashford. What's up next then, Gaz?
Right, well, as the reliable as ever Daily Star, I've seen something in there this week linking us to one of the world's most highly rated players at the minute, Aubameyang from Dortmund.
Say it again?
Aubameyang, mate.
You say it 5 times really fast.
No, I can't, and I can't spell it either before you ask me to do that.
Aubameyang.
Now, the Daily Star have reported this, and I thought I'd click on this. This could be realistic. This could be something that's going to happen.
Did you get more than you bargained for?
No, I didn't.
Did you get a virus?
The story is basically them reporting something that Quentin Fortune said. He basically said that he could help Man United, that Aubameyang could help Man United. There is no actual source here. There is no actual transfer link. There are no actual quotes. So it doesn't look like one that is going to happen. And there were links to him to City, weren't there, in the summer? So
he did get dropped or suspended by the club, and then he came back, scored with 4 out of 4 shots, and I can't see Dortmund actually wanting to let go of Aubameyang, but I can see him leaving soon. Do I think he'll come to United? Given the fact that we said Griezmann is a high possibility, that must then make Aubameyang a lower possibility.
I definitely think so.
Out of 10, Gaz?
I'd give it a 3. What would you say?
I'd give him 1.
You give it 1, right? Should we say 2 then?
I'd give him 1.
Right, 2 will do then. We'll compromise.
Next up, a man that has been spoken about a lot in the summer, linked to United, Jose Fonte, the Southampton skipper. Do you like him, Gaz?
I think he's an alright player. I think he'd be good as sort of like a squad player. So, for example, the game against Swansea, he'd be playing instead of someone like Phil Jones. But he's not a starter, is he?
Well then, Express, the Daily Express or whatever it is, and a few other publications have reported on his quotes of him saying, "Only God knows where his future lies." He is Ronaldo's teammate.
Should we ask Zlatan then?
He probably knows, yeah. But like the old Portuguese, Cristiano, they all love it. Only God knows this. Where are you going on holiday? Only God knows. What are you having for dinner? Only God knows.
Just let
what
God
you want from
decide
Nando's?
everything.
Only God knows. Yeah, so, yeah, they ask Zlatan a lot. But Jose Fonte, is it going to happen, Gaz?
I would give that one a 4 out of 10. Would you agree? I just can't.
He just doesn't look like a centre-half that Jose Mourinho would sign. I know they've got the Portuguese link, and I could look well stupid if this proves to be wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to say 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. I'll agree with you. 3 out of 10. We'll have that. Right, Adam, this next one is from the Metro, so straight away I'm not sure, to be honest, but it's about a player who actually already plays for Man United.
They can't even give them away for free, guys.
A player who actually already plays for Man United, potentially coming back from his loan early, and it's Andreas Pereira.
I would like that.
Now, it's one of those things where you're thinking, actually, that might be something that could happen. Maybe he's not getting enough games there, or maybe he's really impressing there, and we think that he could help us in this squad. Yeah, exactly.
It is the latter. He's doing well there. He's their best player. He's their only shining light. And Granada are doing but Andreas Pereira is looking good, and that's the benefit of playing football week in, week out. But what's the rumour, guys?
Well, it was in the Metro, so I read through it today just to see what it was, what they were saying. And basically, they've based this transfer story off the fact that Pereira has been speaking to Jose Mourinho, and that's literally just Jose Mourinho sending him a text saying, "Hope everything's all right." And and then Pereira's told the media that he's just texted him, checking everything's fine. He's told him everything's fine, and then the Metro have based the transfer story that he's coming back to Man United off that text. Basically, it's ridiculous. He's probably not going to come back early unless
Employee talks to boss. Shocker.
unless we have an absolutely mad injury crisis. I can't see this one happening. I think he'll stay there, and then when he comes back to Manchester United, he needs to stay there for a bit longer, and then when he comes to United, hopefully get back in the first team. So I'm going to give that one the lowest. And
he will come back.
Yeah.
So it's like a 10 out of 10 he will come back, but not in January.
No, 1 out of 10. Not happening in January.
Yeah, not in January. Right then, so we're going to leave the players in and end it on that bombshell from the Metro there. Liking that? Having that? Andres Pereira on loan.
The less we talk about the Metro, the better. Let's move on.
At least he's a shorter loan than Paul Pogba's though.
Yeah, exactly, and Ronaldo's.
So basically, now it's time to do the outs. And one that we start on hurts my soul. Memphis Depay. It's been reported in the MEN that Ronald Koeman of Everton is after him on loan. He's reported that he was also after him when he was Southampton manager for a permanent transfer as well. But he wouldn't mind taking him to Everton on loan. Now, whilst I hate the thought of Memphis leaving, there could be worse loan moves to get.
I think that'll be all right for him, to be honest. I think that maybe January is a bit too soon. I'd like to see him at United this season and actually be given a chance here to see if he can impress. And if he doesn't, then fair enough, loan him off in the summer. But I reckon January is maybe a bit too soon. But I think that it's one that Jose could definitely do.
I think Everton could be a good move. I don't think it will happen, but it could be a good move. What are you giving it out of 10?
I'd say 6. What would you say? In terms of possibility?
I'd say 5. Because if Coleman fancies him...
He's just being awkward now. Just agree with the 6.
I'll agree with you.
We'll agree with the 6.
Because if Coleman fancies him, Everton's a good move.
Right, next one. The Italian job, mate, from Calcio Mercato, this one, saying that AC Milan...
You speak Italian, guys?
Yeah, I do, mate. Fluent. Calcio Mercato reporting that they're coming in for one of our players. AC Milan are coming in for one of our players, should I say. And that is Morgan Schneiderlin, suggesting that he could be going to AC Milan on loan in January. What are your thoughts, Adam McCullough?
I'm not enjoying these out so far, you know. I'm not enjoying them at all, man.
You know what I feel like? I feel like with some of these players that we're going to get a bit of an injury crisis at some point this season, and that's when we're going to really need them. Surely we can't be loaning out players like Schneiderlin.
I like Schneiderlin.
I don't know me, mate. I mean, last season, I don't think he didn't light the world alight. I'm not saying that he was dreadful and deserves to go, but...
But players like Morgan Schneiderlin aren't going to set the world on fire.
I know.
They're there to do a job in the midfield quietly, and I think
I understand that
people cry out for Carrick to play a lot, but in Daley Blind and Morgan Schneiderlin we have alternatives to Carrick, similar players, not the same, and why don't we just give him a chance, man?
But maybe it is only a loan move though, so it couldn't be too bad, I guess. At least he would be coming back if he went and impressed. You ain't rating it?
Nope.
Stop sulking, give me a number. I'm gonna say the same as the last one, me, 6. Adam says 6 as well.
I don't care. Right then, now we're going over to the Independent and to 2 guys that have been in the press and in the headlines so much recently. Mikey Smalling and Luke Shaw. Now, this really disappoints me. If it's true about them not really putting in the effort and Jose giving them a little bollocking, then I don't mind. That's fair enough. That happens, and I hope it gives them a kick up the arse. But the Independent, because the players have been training alone in international break week, Gaz.
Which is good.
What do you want him to do? Keep all the internationals back just to train with Smalling and Shaw? Makes no sense. So Smalling and Shaw have been training on their own, as you do, whilst you're injured, on the international break. And the Independent have gone with, they could be set to leave Manchester United.
Because they've been training on their own. If anything, it's really good what those 2 players have shown. They're training on their own, innit, really? I mean, actually putting in the extra effort. This is what we need.
You know what I hate, though? You read the article, and in the article it actually says, but it's common practice when players are injured.
They've pointed out that what they're spouting is absolute garbage, essentially.
So, guys, we've written this article. We think Smalling and Shaw are going to leave, but we know it's nonsense anyway.
So we must point that out in the article, that what people are reading is idiotic. It's absolute nonsense. What were you rating?
I'm giving
that?
it a big fat O.
In terms of likelihood for this happening, I think there's no chance. I'm saying 0 out of 10.
Zilch.
Right then, this next one's about a man who's only recently broke back into the first team, Matteo Darmian. There were loads of rumours.
Broke back, that's a great film, that.
I thought you'd like that, mate. Yeah, he's recently broke back into the first team then, and loads of rumours linking him back to Italy in the summer. Now, there are some more rumours suggesting that he could go out in January, but Matteo Darmian has said that's not something he's thinking about at the minute. He's fully concentrating on his place in the Manchester United team. That's what we want to hear. That's what we like to hear.
Tony V's injured as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably going to be staying. I mean, is there really any chance of him going in January?
I think Jose Mourinho spoke about in one of his pressers recently as well, that when he was talking about the Valencia injury, he was like, Valencia's injured, he's played well, but I'm not that concerned because whilst Valencia has been playing well, we've been getting Darmian ready for first team football. So I like that. Darmian's ready now. Let's give him a chance. Obviously, he had to play at left back the other week because... did he play at left back the other week?
Yeah, he did, because Luke Shaw was injured.
Yeah, because Luke Shaw was injured, so he played at left back. And then you want to see him on the right more. Luke Shaw, Daley Blind, whoever, get in at that left back spot.
He's a right back. Yeah, I mean, all this playing fullbacks on the opposite wing is just...
And it'd be so easy for Darmian. He's in a new country. He hasn't been here long. The manager that bought him has left. So it'd be so easy for him to say, all right, you know what, January, I'm out of here, guys. I'm going back home. But he's not.
It's not what we want at United. Want grafters. We want grafters. I don't think it's happening. What are you rating it?
There's still a possibility. Like if he had... Remember that after October last year when he was poor and then he had a bad... Yeah. If that happens to him, I could see Jose like, oh, all right, I got to get rid of him. So I'd say a 3 out of 10. But it depends on Darmian.
I think it's one that could happen next summer if he does get games this season and doesn't perform at all. But I think this January it's one that there's no chance of happening. So I'll agree with you there. I'll say 3 out of 10. Cannot see that one happening.
Right then, Gaz, you got any more stories for me?
No, mate, I'm done. I mean, I can tell you about my weekend at 42's last weekend behind the bins, but I don't...
save that for after this, because I don't think those guys at home want to hear that disgusting story, to be quite honest with you. Guys, thank you for watching us today. What we want you to do is get your comments in below. Rate these rumours out of 10. 10 for likely to happen, 0 for never going to happen. So do that below. We've not been rating these on how much we want it to happen. I don't want Memphis to leave. I don't want Schneiderlin to leave. In fact, I want them all to stay. So guys, get your ratings in below. Gaz, anything?
I'm just saying, put in the comments as well if you want to hear my extra story. We can do a whole hour-long video on that. It'd be great.
I thought you was going to tell them about how we will continue covering transfer news throughout the season, even though we're a little bit quiet on it. And these videos pop up every now and then. We will continue covering it. Okay. And when it comes to January and the transfer window opens, it's daily stuff coming then.
We can
every time.
If you want. That's what we're going to do. He's already told you. Sorted.
So guys, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you come back to Full Time Devils for more content. I'm Adam. He's Gaz. We're out of here.
Broke back.